let's bring in Chris Kattan here into the studio. And
there he is.
There he is. How's it going, my man? How are you?
Man, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. God, you're a lot younger than I would have imagined.
And better looking, right? Why do you say that? I'm a lot younger than you would have imagined. Why do you say that?
I don't know. Well, it's like this whole. There's a big Rover mania going on.
Rover wing out here that you enter in and all of that kind of stuff.
Well, there's the monitors of like the name Rover's on fire and things are on fire.
It's all just to feed my ego, I think.
Is that what it
I
is?
surround myself with my own name, my own fake name.
I guess I could have my name on fire. I never thought about that.
So you're going to be at Hilarities this weekend.
I am at Hilarities this weekend. I'm here tonight at what the heck are the times? 7 o'clock and 9:30.
It's 7:30 and 10 tonight.
7 o'clock and 10 o'clock tonight.
And 7 and 9:30 tomorrow. And
That's right.
I've never understood why they do that. That just I would say 7:30 and 10. Yeah, it does. I don't know why these guys. There must be some reason why they do
Maybe
it.
because they think we're going to be there. You know, the people that are going to show up are going to be either too early or too late. Maybe.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Well, I don't even
now,
know the answer
did you get started in lower the microphone just a little? There you go.
All right, I'm blocking my view.
Yeah, we want to see your beautiful.
Is anyone? Oh, I'm on a website thing.
Yes.
Is that what's happening?
We stream RMG TV, which is you're watching the program feed.
Oh,
there,
I am,
and that's on the internet, and then it replays all throughout the day.
I look like I'm being eaten by your flames of. Your name flame.
My name flame?
No, there's no flames on this icon.
No, I'm no flames. I'm not a flamer.
You know, it'd be great is if you added flames to me, just made me look like I'm on fire.
We could possibly do that.
That'd be a great interview. Like while I'm on fire, I'm talking to you.
You did you start out doing stand-up comedy?
No, I started in a place called the Groundlings in Los Angeles.
Someone else was just in here. Who was it that was? Oh, John Lovitz.
John Lovitz is the Groundlings. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I used to see John Lovitz when I was a kid and watch him perform. And my dad was actually one of the founders of the Groundlings. In like
really?
76, yeah. So I go there. He'd take me there, being a single father at the time because my mom left him for another dude. At one point, I think actually she just slept with somebody else. That's what happened. Anyway, there was a divorce.
You almost had to be accepted into the Groundlings then, right?
No, actually, I think you probably know this, that like when you have a shoe-in somehow, generation-wise, it's actually harder for you to get in, you know? It's like being an attractive woman. It's like it's going to be a lot more difficult for you to get into the company of whatever, you know.
Yeah, people think that, he's only getting in.
There's no way you're going to get in. It's not going to be easier just because your father was in the company.
Yeah, your dad was.
It makes it even harder.
He was in the business, too. I mean, he was. I know he voiced a Smurf or something.
He was the voice of Taylor Smurf, which is automatically in the business.
Yeah.
So, and he just did a lot of character work and stuff like that. But,
did he make a pretty good living doing that? Did these people people know Chris Kattan? People know names in Hollywood, but
he'd do like different strokes, and he'd do like these shows like One Day at a Time, and he's a
like one episode. He'd come in, he'd be the butler or the butcher or whatever.
Well, yeah, because there was always a butcher, or the butler.
But can people even today, people who do that in Hollywood, do they make a pretty good living doing that, or is it so-so?
I don't know, not so much. This was like when you watch The Jeffersons. There's like, there's that guy again.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like he was being that kind of character actor, but he's making a really good living doing it.
Did you look up to him then as you were growing up? Is that what spurred your interest in going into entertainment?
Yes. I think that I saw that my dad it helped him get laid, so that's where I thought, okay, well, I guess that's the way to go.
I need all the help I can get. I better get on TV.
Well, what's the first thing about growing up is like, what's going to help me get laid?
Yeah.
It's like, is it going to be holding a football? Am I getting the ladies because they think I'm cute? It's like, what is that? Like, for you, I'm sure it was something like...
Yeah, I got into radio in order to get laid. Take one look at me, Chris. You think I'm good enough to get laid on any...
yourself with flames. No, you look great.
I actually looked over. I go, maybe Anthony, our video guy, actually did put flames up there.
Oh, he did for a second.
Did he?
Chris.
Did he?
Like, Anthony looks like he's kind of like the guy. He looks like...
no, that's Dieter. Anthony's our video guy.
Yeah,
he's running everything from...
Yeah, no. So, but this is Dieter?
Yes.
Oh, that's... Okay.
Hey, Chris.
So, hey, Dieter. So, you look like the guy that got the girls pretty easy because you look like a bit of a whatever jock.
He did.
I did all right.
Yeah, so that means you did really good.
No,
Chris,
but you could never do really good.
But then you look like me in a way, not like you look like me, But you were like the cute guy, probably. You probably were. People thought you were funny and cute, right? Or funny. You got the funny.
No, I was somewhat of. I wasn't an outcast.
Well, maybe
but
you're a little bit more reclusive.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I always thought that everyone had it more together than I did, and that it was easier for them and more popular.
Had it more together?
I did. Yes, I did, and I thought that it was very difficult for me to fit in. In hindsight, I see that it was difficult for everyone, but I thought it was coming easily to everyone else.
I thought, well, no, I thought it'd be more like, because for me, change. I think this might be your, maybe not, but like I spend more time, being a loner or whatever, not being accepted.
Yeah.
But that made me feel like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'll show you.
Yeah.
You don't know yet.
I think that
Didn't you have a little bit of that? Like, you must know that you had some gift, and you can't really show it until you're on radio.
I think that a lot of everything that I do is sort of geared towards proving myself to people that I haven't even been in contact with for 20-some years.
Okay, so you did have some of that, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
now,
that's what I meant.
Contrast that with Dieter here. You said, oh, he looks like he gets guys. All right, girls, right?
Nice.
Well, it's guys, girls, whatever.
You know what probably happened is you started getting so many guys.
That the girls just followed along.
Yeah,
well, if you cover it with flames, you can't see what's happening.
It's funny, girls will come here in the studio, just guests on the show, girls that are in here for whatever, and almost inevitably on their way out, they'll just turn to him. Hey, you want to go out on a date sometime?
Really?
They will ask him out.
Not you.
That's like. It's like the hot chicks who think that life is so easy because everyone is so nice to them. Well, honey, it's because you're a hot chick, you dumbass.
You're supposed to be the wingman, too.
Well, I do help him get laid. I gotta get laid too,
Is that
Chris.
true?
Oh yeah, I gotta get laid too. I'm getting everybody laid.
Yeah.
I'll get you laid tonight.
Now,
Where? How?
We have a calendar party tonight. You should come out.
Oh, I did hear about the calendar situation. It's a big deal.
He'd be perfect to
we
come
put
out
out a
tonight.
calendar.
12,000 people that went to your Rover Fest.
Right.
Yeah, so we picked 12 calendar girls at that, and then we put the calendar together, and then we release it towards the end of the year, and this is our 10th anniversary calendar.
Tonight's the big night.
Tonight is.
Has it already been seen? The calendar?
No.
In fact, they're bringing it today.
You haven't even seen it?
It literally was picked up.
I do have a copy. And for those who go to Hilarities tonight, we'll be given a copy.
And it's the hottest guys are in this calendar. So you get into the Groundlings. This is like an improv group.
It's an improv group. It's like, for those who watch Saturday Night Live, almost everybody is either from Second City in Chicago or the Groundlings.
Yeah.
So the latest people that came from the Groundlings were like Kristen Wiig. 3 of the people in Bridesmaids were from the Groundlings. The people that wrote Bridesmaids were nominated for an Oscar for Bridesmaids because they knew how to write, because of what they were taught in the Groundlings. I mean, the place is like the military for comedians.
Can someone who isn't funny learn those skills at the Groundlings and become funny? Yeah.
No, I believe not.
No, so you just have to be born with it. Yeah,
probably.
I don't know.
You get to learn skills. You could probably become a bell and whistle kind of funny guy.
Yeah.
But if you take the bells and whistles away, it's probably not gonna work out so well.
You mentioned that your mother
is
cheated on your
I
dad.
Don't need well, yeah.
And he, ran off with another guy
Why
or whatever?
Did I mention this? Well, yes, actually, yeah. And she
How
married
old were you?
2.
So it was before.
So I definitely knew what was happening.
No. So actually, that's probably better that it happened when you were 2 than when you were 12 or something.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I came from I was an only child coming from a divorced family.
Was it awkward growing up, or did you just accept this guy as your stepfather, or did you get along? My mother, she was a single mother. I didn't know my father, and then she got married to this guy. I never really accepted him because I always felt, you're taking my mother away from me.
Right.
How was it with you?
I was like, you're not as cool as where's my dad?
Yeah.
You're not as cool as my dad.
So you were kind of a dick to the stepdad, probably.
Yeah,
a pain in the
I
ass.
was. Yeah, I didn't accept him for a long time, like till after SNL.
Did your this was
and the thing is that he's a super wise guy, like really smart. Like my dad recently passed away, a year and a half ago. And thanks. And he and my stepdad has turned out to be really the rock around the whole. Anything, if there's been any drama or anything in the family, he's turned out to be the real wise one. He's actually, this is no joke, but do you know Leonard Cohen? You ever hear of him?
Leonard Cohen.
Must have heard. Oh, dude.
No,
okay.
No.
That's all right. He's an incredible poet.
We're dumb radio guys.
Oh,
Come on,
okay,
we're not the Hollywood elite like you.
Cohen. It's okay. He's almost like a Bob Dylan-ish kind of guy. Anyway, he and my stepdad built a place called the Mount Baldy Zen Center, which is a Zen commune, and I grew up around Zen Buddhist people.
Mm-hmm.
So that the opposite of my dad was two different worlds completely. So my
Are
mom
you
took me away
religious
from
at
a
all
kind of
then?
my what?
Are you religious at all?
It's
You
not
into-
religion. It's
okay.
it's like just it's Zen. It's like a belief. You know,
Okay.
you think
Okay.
about it or you don't. It's a way of life, is what they say. But I don't practice it as much as I should. But when you watch like Star Wars and see Yoda, they're talking about Zen.
Yeah.
You know, when you read about like Deepak Chopra or the Power Now and all that stuff, that's all pretty much Zen stuff.
So you sort of regret being such a pain in the ass and a jerk to the stepdad all
A
the
little
whole
bit,
time
yeah.
that you grew up.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't. Not so much now. I think we're good now.
Did you
Like I'm going to see him for Thanksgiving and my mom. So I go to see him. I see my stepdad and my mom Thanksgiving, Christmas, blah blah blah.
Now
that my dad's passed away.
when your father was alive, did he ever forgive your mother for running off with this other guy?
Yes,
He did.
We would have holidays
That's a
all
big
three
man,
of us
isn't it?
together. Did
Oh,
you
no
see him in that
kidding.
song?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I looked him up.
never mind. He's just thinking about some girl that.
So you guys would all get along.
He accidentally
the
looked
three,
up Leonardo get bend over in.
So that's a big man to be able to forgive someone for running off with
I think so.
another
Yeah.
guy. Really.
Yeah. Well, I think it's all about forgiveness. I believe.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that just do not forgive ever, but I think that tears them up. Don't you think? Like not forgiving.
Yeah, you have that anger inside. Then you gotta let
I
that go.
think time heals all those wounds. I'm sure he didn't forgive her right off the bat. It
You're
probably
right.
Took
He probably
plenty
never
of time.
You're absolutely right. Actually, I think towards the end he probably never did forgive her.
Yeah, it
Look
takes
at my
it
hair
takes
looks
time.
like I just threw up on it.
You just got out of bed. It looks
That's
like.
actually right.
Did you
How'd you know
actually
that?
did you get here yesterday or today? Sometimes people come in here right off the flight.
I got here yesterday. I did a show last night at Hilarities.
Yeah, nice
which
place.
was hilarity. And then it is a nice place. Oh my God, that place! What's it called? Bells and Whistles.
What's the
What's the
Pickwick and Frolic?
Yeah, Pickwick and Frolic. Bells and Whistles.
Yeah, it's close.
It is the most beautiful place because it's from what? It's like 100 years old.
Yeah,
it's a Grand Ole Opry. That place is beautiful.
Yeah, it's a
love
nice
that.
place.
Oh, but dude, it's like old historical. Those kind of places don't exist anymore in the world.
Do you?
I don't care though. See, I love it.
Yeah.
You've seen it. You
I
grew up
sure
around
have
it.
seen it a million times.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
You guys grew up here.
I didn't grow up here.
Yeah.
I've been here for 10 years.
Where'd you grow up?
Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
No wonder you have Rover Fests.
Yeah, it's naked girls and all
Yeah,
that.
that's
and,
good.
Yeah, I'm used to that. That was just an everyday occurrence growing up
Exactly.
in Las Vegas. Now, here's what I know about Chris Kattan, who is going to be at Hilarities, like you mentioned. He'll be
Thank
there
you.
tonight at 7:30 and 10 o'clock, and tomorrow night at 7 and 9. I'm almost expecting to get into a feud with you because I
Right
was
now?
reading through all your stuff. Well, I don't know, but you get into a lot of feuds with people, I see.
Oh, I do.
Andy
Oh, no.
Dick.
Okay.
Andy Dick is one.
Yeah.
That was a feud.
I
that
saw
he
him
had.
recently. There's no more fight.
Is he normal now? Has he cleaned
He's
up?
very normal. Last time I saw my son, he was still living outside in a box or something, and that would make him mad.
Well,
but
he got very, very bizarre there for a while.
he did get a little bizarre.
And I know that we had, I forget who's been here on the show that had a feud
Do you
with
ever
him.
have
John
Jeremy-
Lovitz.
No, that wasn't John
Well,
Love.
did you ever have Jeremy
Yeah.
Piven?
I don't think I've had him in the studio. We've had him on the phone.
Okay, Jeremy Piven was probably the latest. Like there was a tiff going on.
Yeah, what was he pissed at you about?
He was piffed because we were at MTV a couple of years ago pitching, or not pitching. We're publicizing two different things, and I was there for some thing called Bollywood Hero, which was an independent thing, and he was there for a movie called The Goods, I believe, that my friend Neil Brennan directed. And I said, "Hey, man, how are you doing? Are you here to go see a couple shows?" That's what I said. And he took that and turned it into Broadway, and then he turned it into like, wait, I did because he did a Broadway show, and he got
mercury poisoning?
poisoning.
So he claimed.
All the
So
sushi, right?
He got really angry because he thought I was making a slam against him. I just said, "Are you here to see a couple shows?" I really didn't make a slams, but
Yeah.
he turned it into like, "Oh yeah, well blah blah blah, mango this and blah blah blah, Mr. Peepers this and stuff like that."
I heard Jeremy Piven is actually kind of a dick. I've
Well,
talked to
he-
people
he-
who have worked with him, and they say he's a dick.
He's been in a lot of fights before too. So.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
Did you ever get into any physical fights when you were growing up? Because you're a pretty small guy.
Yeah, I did a little bit.
Did
but
people
I got
pick
more
on
like,
you?
I got more, huh?
Did people pick on you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But I was more, I was like a little, not Damien-ish, the devil, but more like, I'll show you something. But I built it up,
So you would actually fight some of these kids? when you were
Sometimes I would try to do something, I was more like, let's make a scene out of it. Like I would grab somebody, like, I'm going to meet you in the principal's office. So like an hour later, we'd meet in front of the principal's office, and I'd push him in the principal's office. Like this really happened once, and it was like immediately we got in trouble. It's so stupid.
Yeah, why would you do it?
I'm going to meet you in front of the principal's office. They go, all right, okay, I'll meet you there. And then we meet them. I meet them there, and I immediately push them. Oops, and it hits like the principal. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Were you
idiot?
afraid you were going to get beat up by the guy, so you wanted
Maybe
to
that's
be
what it
right
was.
there by
Yeah.
the principal, so
I
you could
think I
jump
kind
in?
of wanted to show like I'm the right one.
Yeah.
You know, I caught you, and you're going to jail. Maybe that's what
when
it
I
was.
was reading about you, Chris. It said one of the things I read was that you started doing impressions to fit in.
That's true. Yeah.
Would people? Did they make fun of you? Did they pick on you, or did you just?
I was Outcast. Yeah.
Why?
I wasn't really. You know, I don't know. Probably because I was. I don't know why. I don't know what the reasons are for that. Well, you don't look like. When you're not like everybody else, when you just don't look like you're. I mean, there's a look to being an outcast. You know, you got to be a little bit nerdy looking or something. You know, I became the friend of a lot of. Instead of becoming the boyfriend of a lot of hot girls, I became the best friend of a lot of hot girls.
That's the worst, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not a good
It
spot.
is the worst.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yep.
Because it's really sucks. Because you get hurt all the time. You're like, you're so cute. If only you were, you know, not blah 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 or whatever, you know. And then you're like, they're going down on some other dude, you know. And it's like, great. How was that?
Then
it was awesome.
They go down on another guy. Then they call you.
Yeah,
Hey, Chris, can you pick me up? I need a ride.
Exactly. I like driving to school, and then they go down on somebody.
She's like wiping her mouth.
Right.
Hey, Chris, thanks for the ride. You're just
Yeah.
sitting there like, I'm
It's
such a
so
sucker.
early in the morning. Thank you. It was awful. But then those girls. Then I got on SNL. Like 2 or 3 of those girls happened to be in New York, and they're like. Then they messed around.
Really?
Yeah, and somebody I couldn't get it up for someone.
Yeah.
Can I say that here?
Sure.
Sure. And she was really mad at me, like, "How dare you? I've never been rejected." Like I was the first person I'd ever said, you know, no, and she flipped out and lost it, and it was really interesting.
Is this a problem that you have occasionally that it doesn't stand at attention?
No.
No.
This was like, I think I was turned off by the fact that she was kind of she's a bitch to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and she immediately wanted to prove herself.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to prove myself anymore, I guess. That's what it was.
Did you?
But otherwise, that would have definitely been hard, if that's your question.
What's it like being on Saturday Night Live? Is it just an automatic women come out of the woodworks like this?
No,
it's not.
I mean, it does help. I mean, I would
Sure,
never
I
have gotten
mean,
laid
that's
without that show or anything on television. You know, it definitely helps. I mean,
but how easy? I mean, I just assume that if you're on television, that it's just so simple that you could just go out anywhere. If you're going to pick up food that night, that a girl
Right.
will see you and you could have her that night.
Absolutely
if you wanted.
not.
It's not like that.
No. I mean, people were like really excited to meet me, but it wasn't like that. I think you have to have some sense of. Well, you know what? I think what happened was either my characters or something happened where they thought I was. Some people thought I was sexy based on my characters.
Yeah.
Because there's like Mango. Like I'm saying, it's fascinating. I talk about it at the show in Hilarities tonight that like there's something weird about the fact that as gay as and fruity as Mango is, like how it really helped me get laid. It's so weird
I
because
think
that is the
it disarms
fruitiest thing.
women sometimes. You know that
What, that it's
Well, if you're with characters, gayness, it's just disarming. It's not intimidating
So
to
they
them. So
wanna-
they see you as not an
Threat.
intimidating, right? Not
so
a
that's
threat.
maybe what it was. Maybe my thing was like I seemed as not a threat, but then it
You were-
became somewhat of a threat.
Speaking of this Mango character, weren't you in another feud with someone else because he called you a fag or he called you gay or something like that?
Oh, Norm Macdonald,
Is that who it was?
who's also a good friend too. Now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I see a
You know
pattern
what
here.
happens?
Yeah.
Chris feuds and then he makes up.
Because these feuds end up becoming more famous than that person.
What did he called you gay and you took offense to that?
I think he said like nobody wants to work with with the F word.
Sure, you can.
Mine was.
You can do. Who knows what they dump?
don't
There's
know.
another dump button guy in another room that just hits
He
dump
dumps
for
things?
any offensive
Yeah.
thing that you may say. But
Yeah, he says nobody wants to work with an FAG.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
but you're not.
People are
I mean,
spelling
or
out
are
their
you?
car.
I mean, are you?
People are pressing FAG. Oh my God!
You're a straight guy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you just talked about all these. So this was just.
I'm
basically-
pretty homophobic. When I did sketches with like Will Ferrell, like he would like go for it, like stick his tongue out everywhere, and I'm like, I can't handle this.
No, you
Too
couldn't
much.
take that. That was too much for you.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but you don't. I mean, you live in California, so you can't hate gays. I mean, everyone there loves gays.
No,
right?
I don't hate gays. No,
No,
not at
no,
all. I
no.
think they clean well, and
Is that
like,
where you
always
live?
buy your house from a gay person.
You live in California. That's where you live
yeah,
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'd love to have a place in New York and California.
Well, keep doing shows at like Hilarities, and you can, you'll have houses everywhere.
I probably might. I hope so. Is that the case?
Do you?
Well, see, I have a gig going on now in L.A. that's going to come up.
What is the gig that you have going on?
It's another show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
on a show now called The Middle on ABC with Patricia Heaton, and that's a great show, and that pays great, and Patricia's awesome. But I kind of want to do my own thing, and they know it.
Are you on every episode? Or are you?
I was on every episode.
Every
now it's like not as that way, but they also know that They know it's like putting Tasmanian Devil on the Happy Days episode.
Well, isn't it extremely difficult to get it? I mean, you've probably tried various different shows, and most of them fail because it's almost impossible to have a show work, isn't it?
I'm really fortunate not to be on a bunch of shows and then not have that experience. I got to see a lot of friends have that happen too, and to see that happen. The Middle is the first and only show I ever was on, a sitcom.
Yeah.
That was not Saturday Night Live ever. So that happened to go 4 years and is actually a hit. So I haven't had that experience yet.
Is it tough to act? I mean, is there any? I mean, have you done any acting? You're a comedy guy. You did the improv stuff with the Groundlings, so that gives you some experience. But is there an art to the craft of acting?
Yeah, I mean, I learned that earlier, I think. So I'm more confident with it than people may think. I don't. People may be surprised to see me act. I mean, there's some silly movies I did, like House on Haunted Hill, where I'm actually acting. But that wasn't, the greatest movie. But I'm doing scenes with Jeffrey Rush, and, it's not like I'm going, hey, there's a wall,
Do you go out and
It's
seek...
the famous wall scene.
Do you go out and seek work, or do you see your agent just say, hey, here's what I have? Do people come and say, here's what I have, and you pick? Or do you actively go out and pursue getting work?
No, I'm more like pick.
Yeah.
Usually it's the case. And usually it's like, some you do have to go meet with people on a project usually. Like the network was not going to just say, put them in the show immediately.
Mm-hmm.
They want to know, how you look recently and stuff because, people could change or whatever.
Sure.
So there's a little bit of that, but they're not going to like put you through a ringer and like, okay, you got to go to the casting director, then you got to go to this level, then you got to go to this level. So I'm fortunate.
What makes you pick one project over another then? Is it money? Is it creativity? Is it who you're working with?
Both. I think if I were to choose one, it'd probably be creativity because you just don't want to cheapen yourself. Like when you enjoyed so much in the past, you don't want to start going downhill, and you don't want to disrespect yourself. You want to still keep yourself like you don't want to start. If you were offered a show outside of this, you probably want to go further up. You probably want to get more flames.
Exactly.
And
more flames,
women, and more.
But more money, that's important too.
Exactly,
Everyone wants more money, of course.
See, my money dipped, but now it's going back up again.
Yeah.
So
when did it dip? After Saturday Night Live?
There's a few movies after that it kind of dipped. Because I was getting big money offers for films.
Yeah.
But the problem is the movies weren't great. But now all of a sudden the movies that I did then I thought were kind of crappy, but now they're actually pretty good because all movies just got bad in general. I feel like Corky Romano and Night of the Roxbury, like when we saw that then, we're like, oh,
that would win an Oscar today. Corky Romano. Best picture.
Yeah. Now it's like compared to the crap going on, it's like Corky Romano's a classic.
Well, now, is it difficult? Chris Kattan is here with us. He'll be at Hilarities at 7:30 tonight, 10 o'clock tonight, and also 7 and 9:30 tomorrow. That's
You're
over
a really
at Hilarities.
Sweet guy, by the way.
I'm a sweet guy?
Yeah, you're a nice
Why
guy.
is that? What?
I don't know. You could be just be a dick.
Well, thank you. Does it?
You're welcome.
When your income goes down after you have movies and this kind of stuff, A, it sucks because you're making less money. But B, is there something you mentioned that you had something to prove with performing earlier? Is there something that's got to be tough? A hit to the ego, I would think.
Yeah, of course it is. But that's what makes you stronger. I always feel like every time you suffer, or you're being kind of like, if you're on this road and you're driving and there's bumps on it, you're gonna be like, oh crap, I hated that. But it's gonna make you more aware. It's just gonna make you stronger, more aware, and wake up and know that this is part of life. Life shouldn't be easy. Once it gets easy, it gets boring too.
Yeah.
It has to be interesting. You have to grow, and otherwise, if you don't become a stronger person, you're not going to get a better woman. You're not going to get a better life. Things need to be. In order to get more of what you want in a life, you have to adjust to it. The only way to adjust is like falling on your ass. I feel like it's always a good thing to fall on your ass.
No, I do too. I mean,
you don't want to. It doesn't feel good, but like at the end of the day, it's always a better thing because you learn so
it's
much
also,
more. I mean, De Niro's obviously not sitting at home and learning how to be the raging bull by lying in bed.
I think it's
sure he's
harder
been hurt
now,
before.
actually. For instance, what year did the Corky Romano movie come out?
1921. That was, I would say 99 or something.
So
2001.
2001.
Sorry.
I think it's
11
even all right.
years ago.
So obviously the internet was around, 10, 11 years ago.
Was it?
But
It was.
But
not like
things are worse now. Where you talk about falling on your ass, people can be so.
Now
you could make a
way
movie
worse.
and just you have a million people. You effing suck, man. You should jump off a bridge. I
Right.
mean, it's just now these guys have never done anything in their lives.
Right.
They'll never be in a movie. But it's people can be. It's easy to fall on your ass these days.
Yeah, it is.
Or even if you have a success, people will still tell you suck. It doesn't.
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
matter.
It's true. It is.
Do you? You
But
mentioned.
luckily, I'm not in that range where I got out. I'm past that. I'm a little bit older than that, and I got respect. So
Is it easier in the sense that now that you're older and more mature, it's easier to navigate sort of the pitfalls of the entertainment industry?
yeah. You know what's coming, and you can predict things a lot better, and you're just smarter. And also, I think that as we get older, you can just see the generations coming up are not as quick.
Yeah.
It's like
They probably said that about you when you were coming up.
probably, but now they're dying.
So face on them.
Yeah, but I think we are coming up. I think it's the sad thing a little bit about what's going on in life is that we are becoming a little bit of a idiocracy.
Yeah,
Is
there
that
was a
right?
movie called Idiocracy.
Yeah,
I haven't
that
seen it, but
idiocracy is like people are actually just getting a little bit less.
We're reminded of that every 4 years when we have a presidential election,
I know.
and all
It's
these
like,
nitwits come out of
It
the
really is
woodwork.
true. It's like you're watching these people and you're like, are they really saying that again as if I just didn't hear it? And like apparently they're speaking for the rest of the world.
Yeah,
This is really sad.
Did you mentioned now? I don't know if you're able to talk about this because I know that there was some sort of a settlement. But you
Yeah.
mentioned that your father ended up forgiving your wife for running off with another man.
Supposedly, yeah.
You were married for 59 days, I think
Sure,
it
yeah.
was, or something.
And by the way, that was before everyone started doing that. married for
you
like
set
4
the
minutes.
trend for
I started
for
the
that.
trend, yeah.
Yes, Britney Spears followed in your footsteps. All sorts of people.
So many great people.
Um,
I'm married to get. I'll hear your question.
Well, so I've heard two conflicting reports and all this stuff that I
Yeah.
read. One is that you walked in, found her banging some other guy. The other, her
No.
family goes, no, it was Chris who was banging another chick. That's what happened. But
Is that right? That's where it says that.
that's what I read.
I was. Well, there was the situation was that I married her for. The real problem was that I married her for the sake of making her happy, and what she wanted was marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I wanted her to be happy.
You were together for this wasn't like you just
She
met
wanted
the
to
girl
be-
and got married
she
30 days later. You had known this girl for a little while, right?
Yeah. We were like best friends, but we weren't like screwing around too much. We didn't.
Yeah.
We slept together, but we didn't. We weren't like in love, and we weren't like having great, insane waxed up sexcapades. You
Yeah.
know, it wasn't happening. And I wanted to make her happy, and she wanted to be married. And I thought, oh, I guess it's time because everybody else is saying, hey, you're really growing up. You're getting married now. I was like, well, I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. So
And then
that's what I did.
59 days later, what happened?
Well, nothing really changed within that 59 days. She was like became kind of bridezilla-ish,
Mm-hmm.
and she just got really depressed after the wedding and just became back to who she was instead of having a year of being really excited about our relationship, which wasn't us. It was the wedding that she was excited
Mhm.
about. So it's just like coming back to reality, like, wow, so the wedding isn't going to be what makes you happy. So what is it? Like, I'll never be happy. And like, okay, well, if this is going to be life with you, then let's just split.
How much more difficult does it make a situation like that? Because then I don't know. I didn't read anything, but I'm assuming like
You didn't read my novel?
No. Like TMZ or
Yeah.
sites like that immediately have to pounce on stuff like that. I'm assuming, and this is not just something. I could run off and get married for 59 days and no one,
Right.
Whatever. But when you do it, everyone probably
That's
knows about it.
Now it's more like Chris Brown, not me.
Yeah.
But what's that like?
Yeah. No, does it make it harder? I mean,
I get.
or can you filter that stuff
I
out?
filter that stuff
You
out.
can, really?
Yeah. I do, unless it really affects you, work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what I think about. The problem is like some people like some. I had an agent once say like, "Hey, I saw you on TMZ. Great job." What are you talking about? Like that was a piece of work?
Your agent probably wants to get on TMZ.
Yeah, probably.
But, someone will see that.
Well,
They'll think of you for a part. Yeah.
Well, the way business is now, like that. I mean, look at Lohan and stuff. Like I haven't seen her work in a long time, but just her being,
keeps her relevant.
Yeah,
to
but she's actually really talented.
Yeah,
but people forgot about that because they're so consumed with her like getting into trouble and not showing up at court and all that crap.
So she didn't.
But she's actually really a good actress.
She didn't. So this wife of yours, she did not run off with another man.
No.
All right. So all right. I thought I was going to see if you were able to forgive and forget like that.
No, because I would have if that was happening.
There's put your headphones on real quick.
I look more Jewish on the monitor than I do in life.
Put your headphones on very quick. No. The phone calls before because I know Chris Kattan has to go.
Oh, is it my wife?
Yes.
There she is.
This is your life.
Bring her in.
No, this is Jana Jordan. You're on Rover's Morning Glory with Chris Kattan. Good morning, Jana.
Hi, Chris.
Why are you calling this?
Because I love you.
Who's Jana Jordan?
She's my physical therapist.
Your physical therapist. What does that mean? You're sleeping with this girl? Or?
No, I'm not. She's a friend of mine.
She's a friend of yours. Jana, you're in love with Chris?
I'm so in love with Chris.
You in a bathroom?
Where are you?
I'm at band practice with Monica and the whole gang. We're singing Guys on the Floor. We're trying to get on the radio to make it big.
Is Jana a porn star? I'm on her website right now. My guys are saying that she is a porn star. All right, Jana, thank you for calling, I guess. I don't know.
Porn star? Let me look this up. What's her name? Jana what?
Are you dating a porn star, Chris?
No, I'm not. But I did.
She must be following you, though, so she knows that you're on this. Would you tweet that you were coming on, or how did she know that you were on?
Probably. Yes, she probably did tweet, or I do have a tweet thing, and I think she may be on there.
So she
because I don't know if anyone knows I'm on this radio show.
No, and there's not even anyone listening
popular,
right now.
So people do know.
So wait, what's your relationship with her?
I do know of her through a friend, but I believe
did you
she's
sleep
married.
With her?
No,
you didn't.
No, but she's cute.
Well, I haven't seen. Is this blonde? Yeah, she looks pretty cute. I dated a porn star for a while.
Did you?
Yeah, for a year.
I don't think. You know what? I don't know if she does porn. She does soft porn.
Oh,
I believe.
No, that's not good.
She's like a model woman. I don't think she does porn like sticking the fingers in the cue ball and all that.
I hate
she's
that
like softcore porn.
I hate that softcore porn.
I think she
stuff.
does like
Yeah, I hate that. I like on
Cinemax.
Yeah.
But she's very pretty.
Yeah.
But she's more classy. Actually, she's not like
Would you get married again, Chris?
Yes, I think I would. Yeah,
you would. Even though you had a marriage that only lasted 2 months, you would do it again.
I would. Yes.
Because
you know what? Because I want to have a kid.
Yeah. You have no kids now?
I have no kids.
Yeah.
So luckily, I have nothing. I screwed up. I don't have anything I got to take care of. They're like, oh God, I really screwed up, and I have to go.
See, I don't know how old you are, Chris. I'm 37, and I'm
just like 3 years older than that.
Yeah,
4 years older than that.
I love kids.
Right.
I'm single. I'm not married.
Right, you look a lot younger than that.
That's because I'm not married. That's what keeps you looking young. Yeah, right. But I do want to have kids, and that's the thing. Like you need to hook up with someone in order to have kids. Before I let you go,
sure.
What's this television show that you're working on? Are you able to reveal any details?
But
on
it's
that?
It's with other people that are well known, and it's for a network, and it's a good role.
Is this going to be your own show?
No, it's like a group show. But I'm also developing my own show that I am developing with another writer that's the head of a big show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that.
All right.
This is the thing, though. The only reason why I'm not saying anything yet is because it's really true. But the last time I ever say something about something, somehow it gets back. It jinxes it.
Yeah.
It really does. It used to not be that way. I don't know why.
Well, word travels fast. I mean, look, Jana Jordan found you on this show. If you say anything, it's from Jana Jordan's lips to. Yeah. Chris Kattan is going to be at Hilarities tonight at 7:30 and at 10 o'clock tonight as well. And tomorrow night, 7 and 9:30. I do have tickets to give away. 1-866-YO-ROVER. That's 1-866-967-68 837. Caller 30. I'll give you tickets to see Chris Kattan this weekend at Hilarities. Now, if you want to purchase tickets, call 216-241-7425.
It actually is going to be a really good show.
Yeah.
I mean, why would it be?
You're competing with our calendar release party at 8, but all your other shows
Where's your party located?
Pretty close, maybe about 5-6 blocks away from.
So when you're done with this,
we'll be out there. We'll be out there until you'll be done before we're done. So
okay, so go to us. Go
you
to
should
see
stop
me,
by
and then come to you.
Get drunk and party with us. I don't know. You drink or
yeah?
No? All right. I thought maybe you're a California wheatgrass sort of.
I do that. I do both. That's why I could drink a little bit.
Chris, I appreciate you coming in, my man. Have fun while you're in town this weekend.
Buddy,
Good luck with these projects that you can't mention.
Appreciate it.
And say hello to Janet Jordan for me. I've got to take a quick break. We'll be right back on Rover's Morning Glory. Hang on.
Rover's Morning Glory.